5% water. Balance of Nature uses cold vacuum technology to remove the water, leaving only the whole food. Our cold vacuum technology maintains 99% of the fresh fruits and vegetables' original nutritional value. Don't wait to see what getting over 10 servings of whole fruits and vegetables every day can do for you. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Start your journey to better health today by calling 1-800-2468-751 or by going to balanceofnature.com. Again, that's balanceofnature.com. And make sure to receive this special radio offer by using discount code USA.
White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany says the FBI was looking for dirt on former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn that they did not have.
The interrogation of Michael Flynn was not an inquiry. Make no mistake, it was a trap.
McEnany also saying at a White House press briefing that the FBI tried to manufacture a crime against Flynn in the Russia probe. A white father and son are under arrest for the shooting of an unarmed black man in Georgia. Here's USA Radio Network's Chris Barnes.
Gregory McMichael and his adult son Travis McMichael facing murder and aggravated assault charges for the shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery back in February. Video of the incident showing Arbery jogging in a neighborhood near Brunswick when he's confronted by the men and is then apparently shot by the younger McMichael. A Friday run held by those calling for justice for Arbery. The run goes 2.23 miles to mark the date of Arbery's death.
More news can be found on usaradio.com. This is USA Radio News.
Working from home? I'm Chad Dodd, veterinarian and consultant to Limp Bells. Here are some tips for keeping your dog fit while staying at home. Find 15 minutes twice a day and walk your pet at a decent pace around your place. Play hide and seek by hiding some kibble or favorite toys and letting your dog find them. If you have stairs and your dog is mobile, walk up and down twice a day for 5 to 10 minutes. Or better yet, try a power walk on your terrace or backyard for some fresh air. There are more helpful pet care tips at youmove.com, spelled YOUMove.com.
Going a little bit more in depth on one of our top stories, the jobs report coming out and the unemployment rate being at near 15%. John Lonsky with Moody's Financial tells Fox Business.
This is a jobs report like no other. It's of historical significance, but as noted earlier, this is not going to be something that becomes a recurring type of phenomenon. It's the consequence of a national health emergency. It is not the consequence of market forces. It was forced upon the U.S. economy. I want to quickly add something, if I may, and that is that, I look at the monthly change in average hourly earnings. It was up 4.7%, and that's telling me that the brunt of these job losses have been borne by lower-income Americans. This makes this all the sadder because we had so much progress. In February, as recently as February, the unemployment rate, 3.5%. That was a 50-year low, and now we're looking at the highest unemployment rate since perhaps the early around 1940. It's a sad situation.
A late winter storm is heading to the northeast this weekend. The storm could bring up to a foot of snow for parts of Connecticut and Massachusetts. Meanwhile, out west, they're dealing with heat as temperatures approach 100 degrees for this Mother's Day in Phoenix and Las Vegas, which is about 10 degrees above normal. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
The following is an America Matters media production. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
Welcome to this evening's episode of Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and we are a production of America Matters Media, the home of quality conversation. You can check us out on the web at americamatters.us. That's americamatters.us. We are also on Facebook at facebook.com/Reno Rush Hour. That's my Twitter handle. We're also on YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel at that handle and also on americamatters.us or America Matters Media YouTube. God, I'll get this right one of these days. Or maybe not. Who cares? This is an interactive program. Call us toll free, 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. You can text us if you're shy, 775-237-2266, or drop us a line in the Facebook Watch Party comments box. Just get in touch, would you? This is a communication station, and my special guest today on this Freeform Friday, the day before my 52nd birthday.
Big 5-2 coming up.
Big 5-2, a little over half a century, is
That's
D. Gregory. D. Gregory, you're a lefty too. I love that about
Yes,
y'all. Give me the high five on the left-hand side.
Oh, left. Sorry.
Yeah,
There we
I got to
go.
do it the right way.
That's
Always
right.
on the left. So thanks for joining me.
There's very few of us that are left-handed.
Very few.
Very few.
About 10% of the population.
I was told in school by the teacher, you cannot write with your left hand. It was a sign of the devil or something. And
Oh, F that.
my mom came in and said he can write with whatever hand he wants. She was forcing me during class to write with my right hand. I can actually write with both.
I can too.
I'm
You know why?
ambidextrous. And I can go upside down, backwards, and all that.
Well, you know what?
But-
That makes us smarter. Not better.
Oh, yes, we are better.
Well, no, we're different. It makes us very different, and that scares people. And we'll talk a little bit about fear later in the program. But
there's a lot of people who have fear about the topic that we're going to talk about today.
That's right. Fear is.
We're going to try to put them at
thing.
ease. We're going to try to put them at ease.
That's right, and that's why I'm glad you brought that up. That is so important, because that is really going to be the ultimate goal of this show, is putting people at ease and eliminating some fear. Fear kills, D.
Yes.
It's not viruses. It's not anything like that. Fear is what ruins things, and I don't like it, and I'd like to dispel a lot of fears today. So welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is one of the best birthday gifts I could have had.
My pleasure.
Thanks. So
My pleasure. Happy to be a part of your celebration.
So since you were the one that brought up the topic, and
a couple months ago, we talked, or I don't remember exactly when it was. It was this year, but we did a part one, and after that, over time, I mean, of course, there were a lot of people that interacted that day. I think you got some stuff on the Facebooks and all that, but since that day, there's been some of my friends and people here and there off and on that talked about it, and some of them were in disbelief that was even talking about it on the air. And it's friends with benefits is what we're talking about. And some people absolutely think it's disgusting. It's just, am I hitting something? Because I've got it clipped into my belt here, and so I didn't.
When it scrapes, it makes that noise. It's the cord on the back there.
Well,
so if you
right,
take the little clippy thing and put it on your deal
let me see what I can do. Anyway, some people think that it is absolutely disgusting and it's horrible, blah, blah, blah. Other people, I think we've had some people go, hey, rock on, whatever, you find best, or whatever you want to do. And then a lot of stuff in between. The fact is, I was surprised, one, at anybody trying to tell somebody else what to do. I mean, if you ask, and I am asking today, and I hope you give out the phone numbers. I want people, if they wish to call in and give an opinion. You're not right. You're not wrong. That part doesn't matter. But don't judge somebody simply on something they either like or agree with or disagree with. And that's one of the things that kind of annoyed me. And knowing that there was going to be a part two, what better time to do it than right now? Because I don't think anybody should force their opinion on anybody else. You don't have to like somebody's lifestyle. You don't have to agree with everything they agree with. But, I'm throwing it out there. And today, I really am hoping that some people will take to heart what's being said. I'm not saying you need to do this. I'm not saying you should never do this. I'm just simply saying, don't be afraid to try something that perhaps you've never tried before. And that's what we're talking about, getting fear. Some people are just so afraid or fearful of things that it drives them crazy, when it may be something that you never, ever, ever want to do for any reason, and that's fine. But it may be something that, if, like me, you're like, well, let's give it a shot, and I think it's worked out quite well. And so with that, friends with benefits, and I want people to weigh in if they would. I would love to hear from them. Agree, disagree, whether it's a current friend or family or somebody who hates me. There's plenty of those people out there with all my years in radio. But
Sure.
I would love very much to hear from people. 855 or 844-790-TALK, 844-790-8255.
Absolutely.
Call, gets you right onto the air. We'll say this, as most people know, that there's certain words you cannot use on the radio. They must be bleeped out. We do have a delay here, and our very talented engineer is ready to go. It's a local $20 fine for every time you say something like that. And as I told some of my friends going into today's show, I'm about $200 prepared for today, because last time I tiptoed around a few things, and maybe I didn't make my point. Maybe that's why some people think, oh, that you're nothing more than a whore, just a nasty whore. Well, that's not true. That's absolutely not true.
It's very interesting. I mean, okay, and let's define it. What is friends with? Some people may have heard the term and don't know what that is.
I've seen the movie. There's a couple of motion pictures.
Sure, it's casual sex, basically. Sex outside of a structured relationship, a committed relationship. Sex without strings.
It's not swinging.
Oh, God, swinging! Oh, oh my God, that's a whole nother.
And a lot of people.
Swinging.
A lot of people think that. A lot of people think
swinging is people who are in a relationship swapping partners.
Right.
No,
And
that's
it's-
no.
and
That's
it's not
something
an
different.
orgy.
No.
It's none of that.
No.
And so after
friends
the
with
break-
benefits is strictly casual sex out without having
with
any
friends,
strings.
with somebody you know, and yes.
Yeah,
so after
that
the
you
break,
agree
we'll
that
get.
doesn't necessarily have. It's platonic sex.
We're going to talk about making love, and we're going to talk about parking lot fucking.
There you go.
So, all right.
There it is. We'll be right back for the second segment of today's Rush Hour with Kelly Rush and Dee Gregory. Hang with us. It's going to get dirty.
It's going to get dirty.
Did you know that stem cells are present in all of us, just waiting for an opportunity to regenerate your organs and other body tissues? Studies show that your own stem cells are released into the bloodstream following a trauma. However, a plant-based supplement called RBC Blend has been found to increase stem cells in your blood without trauma. Order your RBC Blend by calling 702-444-LUCKY. One study showed that participants who used RBC Blend increased stem cells in their blood by over 100% after only 2 weeks. Increase your stem cells with RBC Blend by calling 702-444-LUCKY. Stem cells are the ultimate anti-aging treatment. For example, they can be used to improve facial appearance, skin tone, and hair growth. Stem cells can also help with muscle aches and joint pains. Increase your stem cells with RBC Blend by calling 702-444-5825. Could RBC Blend be what you need to achieve optimal health and wellness? Find out today and order RBC Blend by calling 702-444-LUCKY. That number again is 702-444-5825.
I spend a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain, sleet, and mud. In '95, I helped tow your moving trailer. In '05, I helped you get out of a ditch. Yeah, I know I'm a bit rusty, and sadly in '09, it was sparks from me, your handy chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Sparks from dragging chains can start a wildfire. Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom my. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, Exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Want to expand your advertising dollar? Sponsor this or any America Matters program by calling 775-827-8900, extension 2. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second segment of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and we are a production of America Matters. You know that. We are talking about friends with benefits. And,
Part two.
Part two. And this is always an interesting conversation, and it's a great topic. And I'm glad you brought it up. You called me last night and said, somebody had pinged you about this, and we had talked about on the first conversation we had about this a couple months ago, bringing it back up, and now's a good time. Freeform Friday is always a good time for this kind of thing.
Well,
and
we
here
knew we had to do a part two from the first time we did it, but the one thing I was very determined to do on part two today that we didn't do, or I didn't do last time, I kind of tiptoed around. I mean, I don't think I'm a disrespectful person. I don't think that I'm a nasty, just unforgiving, no give a shit type person. I'm not. And therefore, I want people to know and better understand. So, but what I did last time was I tiptoed around a few things and used a different words or verbiage or whatever to try to prove my point. But in doing that, it confused some people, and some people got the wrong idea. Some people are, like, hey, cheer on type thing.
Right.
So I just want them to fully understand. When we first started, the last time we did part one, we talked about friends with benefits. All right. And we got specific. One thing we'll never do is ever mention any names. That's very obvious. If somebody were to have, in fact, one,
they could call in if they want their name.
Actually, there was last time we talked, there was two, and I said I knew they were listening, and I said they may call in. One of them was at work and couldn't get away or couldn't get to the phone or whatever. So what I'm saying is, if anybody who does have friends with benefits wants to call in and say something or whatever, more than welcome to. But what I did bring up and tried to explain to people was that me personally, I reached a point in my life, and I'll give a little bit of a background in case there's a new listener who didn't hear it last time. Okay, I joined the Navy. My parents had to sign for me at 17 years of age. I was still considered a minor. I was not an adult. They had to sign for me to join the Navy. When I went into the Navy from 17 up until I was just before my 22nd birthday, 21, 22 years of age, I was single. I then married, and I was married for 28 years, just short of 28 years. And during that time, I was faithful. I was faithful 100% with every opportunity that I had. In my 3 times I circled this globe, I never cheated on my wife.
Why get into a relationship if there's even a chance you're going to cheat? I don't understand the concept of cheating.
Absolutely. And in that case, I truly found the love of my life, and I wasn't interested in anyone else. That didn't mean I didn't look. It didn't mean that, we're human. We do that. But I never once cheated. And then when the marriage fell apart, I have to say, when I was at 49 years of age, I kind of thought, oh my God, I was lost. I was lost in the world.
Well,
I hadn't dated in forever.
Right.
The world around me had changed.
Oh my God.
And for a while, you're crushed. You're absolutely crushed. And then you reach a point one day
you don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
As a single, as a man, as a single person, as an adult.
I was a single parent. I had the kids. My oldest was just going off to the Navy, so I still had 4 at home. And one day, shortly after, the divorce was final, one day I thought, I just thought for a moment. I'm like, wait a minute. It has been a little while now, and what am I going to do? I want to have sex. And these were the things that started going through my head. And so a friend. A true friend that I had known for about 10 years. And this is how this started out, was we had breakfast one day. Hey, what's up? Hadn't seen each other in a while, but had known for 10 years. And I went over to the house. We chatted for a little while, and it was time to go. It was just simply a visit.
Mm-hmm.
I walked toward the front door. Just as I grabbed for the handle, I don't know why I said it. Obviously something made me or whatever. Grabbed for the handle. I stopped for just a moment. Did one of those Columbo things. You know how Columbo would go to walk out and he'd go, oh, one more thing. I said, I got a question for you. And she said, what's that? I said, can friends fuck? And she said, well, if you're not going to call me in the morning, tell me now. I said, can I send you a text? And at that moment, she led me down the hall, and my life changed. Does that make me some sort of a skanky, sleazy
Not even
whore?
close.
Does that make me less of a man?
No.
Does it make me an asshole? Does it make me, I don't know, maybe in some people's opinion it does. But at that moment, I needed something.
Right.
All right? And
she
I'm just
gave it to you.
speaking honestly. At that moment, I needed something, and I found it with that.
That's right.
And I'm like, you know
it
what?
happens every minute of every day in this world.
Yeah.
Every single minute it's going on right this minute.
And so with that,
Guarantee it.
it became it was a friend. We had benefits.
You had
and-
sex. I mean, we call it benefits
no, I
in
mean,
this
to
particular
go-
world.
to go
You
with-
had sex.
Right. No, we fucked is what we
Okay,
did.
there you go.
But to go with the title of the show,
Sure.
that's where in my mind, okay, friends with benefits. All right. And so with that, I thought, well, I think there's three levels. There truly is when you are madly in love with somebody, you're married or whatever, and you have the time through kids or whatever, through all this, you make love. You make love and you do honestly the best you can.
Oh, it's a whole
something,
different experience.
Absolutely,
That's a different
absolutely.
experience.
I
That's
mean,
a
the look,
connection.
the
That's-
looking in the eye, the feeling, the touching,
Right.
actually making love.
Right.
And then there is sex.
Right.
There's
that you
sex.
also have in that within that
exactly.
context of that
You're-
same
You're having
relationship.
sex, but then there's sex, and that's when the kids are outside. We got 15 minutes. You're between jobs or whatever. That's when you're extremely busy schedule. But there's sex, and I think that's like level 2, and then level 1 of first is what I mentioned in the opening thing is anybody who has been single and out on their own at any point. Just been on the party scene, had fun.
Sure.
I think the average person could say that they at some time
Screwing
at a nightclub, dance floor, parking lot, go out the back seat of the Toyota Corolla and junkyard fucking. All right.
Right.
One night stand.
That's one
whatever.
night stand, right,
And at
right.
the end of it, one of you say to the other one, "Excuse me, what was your name again?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Or not, just,
Right. But those, I think, are in my opinion, are the three levels.
Right.
All right. The parking lot.
Okay, now
the
enough
sex,
with the F.
and-
Yeah,
right.
can we
No, I
kill the
get it.
F-bombs
Yeah,
now?
no, that's fine. That's fine. What does it cost me so far? But then the making love. So friends with benefits. This is what I think. It's sex. You're not in love, and there's an agreement that is made and an understanding that you try not to get into the feelings thing. You
Right.
just
That's
don't
the
fall
point. Just,
in love.
not for me.
But there's, I think, like a 2.5, if you will. Now this, and I'm by no means bragging. I'm just trying to put into words what I'm trying to say and make my point.
Right.
Is
The levels.
You don't
There's
make,
levels.
You don't. I think making love is to someone who you've
That's
committed to for your life.
spiritual connecting.
But halfway between sex and making love, I think, is where friends with benefits, where you are having sex, but
we have a caller.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
We're having sex, but you still in that moment, whether it's 2 hours or 3 hours or all night, you're both experiencing a loving moment. And so I call it like 2.5, where you don't just get in and get out. You truly take your time, relax, and enjoy it. But do not fall in love.
Oh, right.
And that's
Absolutely.
where honesty and trust we talked about last time, but somebody reminded me of a word that I want to talk about. I don't know whoever the caller is, but
Do we have a caller on the line? Who do we have with us?
Oh, that was me, wasn't it?
That would be you. Hello?
Well, the first thing I want to do is...
Who is this?
Oh, Scotty.
Oh,
The first thing I want to do is I want to wish you a happy birthday, young lady.
How,
And,
thank you.
Enjoy your celebration of 52 trips around the Big Blue Ball.
I appreciate that, sir.
Dee, this is Scotty Plowman here.
He was
And,
I know Scotty Plowman.
on AM News
I
for
know
years
exactly
and years.
who the heck Scotty Plowman is.
Entertainer, songwriter.
Of
Oh my God.
course.
Okay, welcome to the show, Scotty.
I'm so
I
honored.
haven't called in quite a while.
I know. You should become a regular on this show.
Well, you know,
This is every night, you know, just like AM News. This is Rush Hour 5 to 6 every weeknight.
Yeah. Well, yes, ma'am. I fully understand. First of all, I just kind of want to say that there's a lot of people who could attempt this subject and probably slip off a slippery slope. I've got tons of respect for you, Dee, and you know that.
Thank
you. You know, Dee likes me because I've got a willingness to drive.
He helped me drive from St. Joseph, Missouri into Nashville one time. Yeah.
But you know, deep down, all friendships are friendships with benefits.
Yeah. No, I
mean,
get it. Yeah.
That person's mutual agreement to spend time with you, to talk to you about things. I mean, there's benefits in all friendships.
That's a good point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's a good point.
And I know we're talking about friendships
friends
that
with
go
benefits is
beyond
such a PC
that
term.
particular benefit.
Right, and I hate that.
But you know, there are times when you need a trusted individual.
Yes.
To walk with.
Oh,
among
I like
others.
that. Yes.
Excellent.
A trusted
point.
individual to walk with. Hey, Scotty, we're getting
Scotty, hold on, sweetheart.
Scotty,
Can
just
you
for a minute.
hang with us through the break?
We got to go to a break.
Yes, I can.
All right,
I can hang with you through the break.
Okay, super. Hold on right with us. We'll be back with the second half of today's Rush Hour with Kelly Rush, Dee Gregory, and the esteemed Scotty Plowman, about to make an excellent point as we come back on the second half of Rush Hour.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Patterson. I'm the founder and owner of Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists. At Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, we take a comprehensive approach to treating patients with chronic pain in the greater Reno, Tahoe area. We believe in the biopsychosocial model. This means we use multiple disciplines such as massage therapy, physical therapy, behavioral health, and medical treatments to treat your chronic pain. A plan of care is tailor-made for each individual patient. We always recommend conservative care first, but offer minimally invasive treatments when necessary. We are your one-stop shop. If it hurts, we can help. We pride ourselves in providing passionate care and making you feel welcome and understood. We are located in Reno and in Sparks, so give us a call to schedule a new patient consult at 284-8650. Again, that's 284-8650. Or visit our website at nvadvancedpain.com. We hope you choose Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists to be your center for injury rehabilitation. nvadvancedpain.com, 284-8650.
Hi, this is Eddie Floyd. Let me tell you about my favorite non-profit public charity, Wainema Wild Horse Sanctuary, located on the Forsyth Ranch in Hallelujah Junction area. And please go to www.wainemaranch.com. That's WYNEMA ranch.com.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay. Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
3, 2, 1. Oh no. Which button am I?
When every second counts, you can't wing it.
Guys, a little help up here?
In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So make a family home fire escape plan. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year so everyone knows what to do when they hear. Prepare your family at ready.gov/fire drill. Brought to you by FEMA, the Ad Council, and Make Safe Happen.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Unable to listen to the whole show? A recording of today's program will be available later today. Visit americamatters.us and click on the podcast link. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second half of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush. And as I said at the top of the show, we are an interactive program. And do like our special caller, Scotty Plowman. Oh, I'm so honored. Called in 844-790-TALK, 844-790-8255. Or you can drop us a line in the Facebook Watch Party comments box. And play with us here. And we're talking about friends with benefits. Friends with benefits. It's always a hot button topic with a lot of people for some reason. I don't know why in 2020 at this point. We are free to do what we want with our bodies.
That's right.
So Scotty was in the middle of making a really good point.
He was. But Scotty, let me say this. I'm going to give you a plug. And then when we wrap up, I want to tell folks how they can see your videos. When this Corona lockdown hit, he was performing. He was in Branson, Missouri, and so he had to head home before everything went completely shut down. So he's kind of been out of business as well, like Lacey and all the rest of them, no shows. But he was in Branson when he, had to head back home to St. Joseph, Missouri. But yeah, he's a performer. And Scotty, when we get done, when we go to wrap up, please tell folks how they could see your videos, the front porch picking that you do and all that. It's great what he does. But here's you were bringing out, you bring up a very, very special point, and I want you to say that again. But my direct question for you, we've known each other for years. We did drive from St. Joseph, Missouri into Nashville, Tennessee, had lunch with the Frizzell family, and we drove back to St. Joseph. But do you think me having this type of lifestyle, do you think, and be honest, do you think any less of me? Do you think I'm just a piece of crap, a piece of shit for doing this?
No, we're human. Out interactions, and sometimes those interactions are of a physical nature.
Right.
And when you find somebody that, one, is looking for something very similar, two, is safe emotionally and in a habitat that is considered safe, a safe environment.
Safe emotionally is very important. Yes.
That's a really good point.
Exactly. They're not going to betray
trust
who you are.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you don't betray who they are.
Right.
When you can share things essentially that are unspeakable.
Right. And because they are a friend. They're a true friend. You would never share anything with anyone else. It's a friend that you just have some private moments with. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But
okay. No, go ahead.
And you got a willingness, and they've got a willingness where you both can celebrate a physical relationship and not, and really, essentially, you're not creating any issues outside of that little bonding. To make the other person feel less than they can be or whatever. I mean, at that point in time, it becomes about trust and edification for both people.
Wow. How well said was that?
I knew he was smart, but I had no idea that Scotty was that smart. I just didn't. I mean, he's putting into words some things that I would not have been able to articulate.
So beautiful.
He's doing well. And by the way, some texts are coming in from people. Some texts are coming in from people who are listening. That are not coming in on the Facebook thing. But Scotty, tell people real quick how they can reach you. They want to see some of your videos and follow you, your shows and all that. Tell people how they can do that. Whatever your contact information is.
Well, I do a Facebook Live program. I haven't done it through the winter because it's cold out on the porch. But it's called Picking on the Porch.
Yes.
And we explore various old songs, sometimes new ones, sometimes I'm comfortable enough to release a new piece I've written online like that, but we always visit and try to have a good time and talk about the history of the music. And I have the occasional guest, pretty good picker, and we're preparing to put the picking on the porch in a mobile.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Where we can just haul the porch out in the world with you, and maybe invite some of your local favorites to join us.
Excellent,
And
Scotty.
we'll
It's
talk
Scotty
about
Plowman
careers
Facebook, right? Just Facebook. They just go
Yeah.
Scotty Plowman.
The easiest way in the world to find me.
And where are you
And,
based? You're in Missouri, right? Missouri?
I'm
St.
based
Joe.
out of historical St. Joseph, Missouri, where the Pony Express began and Jesse James ended.
The house where he was shot in is just right around the corner
How about
from
that?
where he lives.
How about
He
that?
brought me there and showed
And
me.
the Pony Express stables is just right down the street from where I live.
Very cool.
So,
very cool.
Yeah, it's of course
Scotty-
we lovingly refer to the area as Bethlehem.
Bethlehem. Scotty, I cannot thank you enough, my
But it
friend.
was really
for
cool.
calling.
D
Hey, thank you,
D
sir.
got out of
Thank
his
you.
vehicle and he says, "This is where it happened. You
That's
guys have
cool.
a glorious evening."
It was about 2:00 in the
And,
morning,
let's
Scotty.
see what
brother. Scotty, I'm gonna be.
And Miss Rex,
Yes.
let's talk in a few, here in the next few days.
Absolutely. Let's definitely do that. Thank you so much for calling. That was honestly what an
Yeah.
honor to hear your voice on my show, and we'll do that again.
Yes, thank you so much, Scotty. As he's going out, I know he's still going to be listening to the show.
Yeah.
I just want to say, on my next trip to Nashville, I go the southern route through Texas, but I'm going to come back through the north. We have other friends in Columbia, Missouri, and I'm going to go see Scotty again. It's just a blast, sitting on his front porch, just visiting. I mean, it's really, really nice. Hey, I told you during one of the breaks that last time during part one, I kept saying that honesty and honesty was something that's very important in a relationship like this. Okay, something came up. Somebody had hinted to something one time, and I was really unsure about it. Me personally, I wasn't sure if that was something I wanted to do. So I got on a conference call with two of my friends and I laid it out. I said, "What does this mean? Tell me, what does this mean?" And she said to me, she goes, "It sounds like this person really trusts you." And I said, "Oh," and she goes, "What they're asking is truly a sign of trust." So trust is extremely important as well. But then a very insightful thing, because I was thinking trust, honesty, respect. I was just kind of thinking it was all rolled into one, but they are at this point two totally different things. And the third thing was the other night talking with a friend. We talked for hours on the phone, great conversation, and we talked about this.
Right,
and
the other pillar.
The what?
What you're about to go ahead.
Yeah. And what she said when she threw out the word respect. And I'm like, well, isn't that kind of like a gimme? And no, absolutely not. She said both people must have respect for the other one. And then as I thought about it, as she explained a little bit more, and I thought about it, I said, you know what? I never really thought about it. You're absolutely right. Because it truly is the definitions of respect, definition of honesty, the definition of trust, although they may sound very much the same.
They all play together.
Yes,
but
they
they're
do.
Very, very
different.
and applied
And
differently in different situations.
I was like, I've been thinking about that ever since she said it, and respect is a huge thing. Now, by the way, here's a text that I got, but from that same person. I won't say the name because she hasn't given me permission to do that. But she said, yes, physical desires are real, but you don't necessarily want to even deal with falling in love that is so complicated. It's the whole trust and respect thing. We all have desires and needs, but we can't all be ready to fall in love just because we're horny.
Well, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Of course. Well, and our bodies are driven by biology and hormones and all kinds of things and pheromones, and we come in contact with each other, at points and are driven by things that, we don't even know each other that's a whole, and then people know each other whose chemistry, doesn't gel at a certain point. And then once they know each other, that chemistry then starts to gel. So there are these processes are, very fluid. Yeah. So, the chemistry can set off an emotional process, and then the emotional process can set off a chemical process. So that it's very complicated.
Unless you are truly a selfish, self-serving jerk or asshole, you cannot have sex with somebody without there being some feeling. There is some feeling. Yeah. There has to be. Otherwise,
not necessarily.
No, there is. There has to be. Otherwise, that just makes you a selfish ass.
No, that's not at all true.
Sure,
that's not at all true.
No,
true. Stop.
No, hang on. Let me finish. Okay. If that time, hour, 2 hours, 20 minutes, whatever, if there's not something special that is happening there, then I don't think you're getting the true meaning and feeling of what it's all about. You don't have to be in love to still love what you're doing and put all of your emotion, put everything into it. What's wrong with it? There has to be some feeling. Otherwise, why even do it?
Because
why even do it?
There are nerve endings in those genitalia that cause a physical reaction that feels good in that couple minute seconds. But
could you not self-serve if you wanted to?
Sure.
Okay. Then why do that? If you're going to be with somebody, there's something to it.
Not in the least. That's why people go down to 4th Street and pay $20 or $10 or whatever, and get their rocks off and go home.
All right.
That's why that exists. We're going to break back to the fourth and final segment of today's Rush Hour after these minutes. We'll be back.
Businesses, writers, check this out. Go to lrpnv.com to get your printing, publishing, and professional services today. Need a virtual office? A place to receive and forward your mail with professional address and suite number for your business? Someone to answer your telephones? Want to rent a conference room for only $15 an hour? What about that book you've been wanting to have printed? LRP Printing and Business Center can do it for you, and they have a professional assistant on site daily, Monday through Friday. Just call 775-356-1004. Need copies, business cards, invoices, books, booklets, or graphic design to help brand you or your business? Just call 775-356-1004 or go to lrpnv.com. With a great selection of new and used books, you can get your printing done and a book to entertain you in your time off. And don't forget, you could have your business sponsoring the Bookhound Radio Show, just like Andrew Martoni, author of Little Man in the Map, does every week. Just go to lrpnv.com. That's lrpnv.com or call 775-356-1004. They'll provide solutions for your business and writing projects.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat. So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the Grads of Life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
So here's the choice. Some people say the USA is finished. It's evil, a has-been, full of hate and injustice. The U.S. Constitution should be trashed and the Bill of Rights abolished. No free speech, no gun ownership. Competition and free markets are bad. We're all too stupid. For our own good, the government must own everything and know all your secrets.
Other people say that America has created the freest, richest, happiest, most generous society that has ever existed in the world. That's why millions of people are desperate to come here and escape their brutal lives in Cuba, Venezuela, North Korea, and 100 other countries.
In America, we have the right to succeed, the right to our own living, the right to have a family, the right to believe in God, the right to have our own ideas, the right to be safe and secure, and the right to be left alone.
Where do you stand? Help us save
the Constitution and restore the American dream. Go to SaveMyFreedom.com.
Brought to you by the American Media Council.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
To join the conversation, call 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the fourth and final segment of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and I'm here with Dee Gregory on a Freeform Friday.
Hey, hey, hey.
Talking about friends with benefits.
And we have a caller.
We have a caller named Sean.
Hello?
Yeah.
Thanks so much for calling in.
Is this the Sean? This is the Sean. My number 3 son was named. This is Sean Michael. I won't give his last name, but Jonathan Michael, our third son, was named after Sean. We were in the Navy together. Thank you for calling, Sean. Have you decided what you'd tell your kid if one of your kids asks you about this? That's something I threw at you in a text message, but thanks for calling. First, what you got to say?
I don't know if they're ever going to ask me about it, but I might have to offer
You
it.
never know.
Kelly, the first time we've talked, certainly a happy birthday coming up to
Thank you so much, and thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. And
Sure.
calling.
I think that I would stress to, I have 2 boys, so I think I would certainly just stress to them some of the aspects that you folks have already hit on, and like Scotty mentioned, he had some really good comments there a few minutes ago about trust and respect, and certainly that 2 consenting, responsible people, adults, are free to do, whatever they want to do, and certainly a relationship like this, as long as that responsibility is there and so forth. I think I would feel the responsibility as a parent to stress about unplanned, the potential of unplanned pregnancies and how that can change the dynamics of your life and so forth. But, I'm certainly not going to take an approach to where I'm going to pretend and hope that this isn't going to happen until they're married.
Right. And all parents wish that. All parents hope that.
Sure.
Absolutely. In fact, his namesake, who may be listening right now from Hawaii, his namesake, Jonathan, Donna and I always thought, oh my God, we're going to be grandparents when he's 12 years old. Because that kid, we were, but they're that way. But yes, you always hope. And that's something I always said, responsible. And plus, Sean, think about it. I mean, being a friend, somebody you trust, you don't worry about diseases. There's things you don't worry about. Now, the only time protection is ever used is if that person could possibly get pregnant. It's not for any diseases or anything. It's just to prevent a pregnancy.
Sure. Of course.
But these are totally trusted people that that type thing.
And, sex is something that people are curious about. You have got these bodies and, these nerve endings are, these hormones are, coming alive, and your body starts feeling weird and tingling in weird places, and it, ooh,
Yeah.
And you hear, so of course they're going to want to experiment and play around, and, because you start with yourself, and by accident normally, and oh God, what was that? And so, and then you hear about it in school, and then you get these rumors and this weird information. So you want to take your kids, and you got to set them straight and give them good information.
And Sean, if I say that, Sean has always been honest. I mean, we were cops on the street together. I always respected everything this man's ever said. He's got a family. He's fixing to retire from a police department out east.
Where?
But Sean, here is my question. For all the years, that we've known each other, this is the first time that you have ever heard me talk about something like this. Why? Because for 28 years of us knowing each other, I was married. You know Donna. You know that, I was a faithful husband and all that. So this never came up. Now that it's come up, I have to ask you, as a friend, give me your honest opinion. What do you think of me by me openly saying friends with benefits is a great thing, and it's something that's why I care to do this until I can no longer do it, or until I die. And if I die, I hope to God I'm on bottom.
Well, I can certainly say I don't think any less of you. That's for sure. That's
Thank
that's
you.
The quickest, easiest answer. Again, I think it just brings up your honesty. It is a topic of discussion of some importance. Your title, friends with benefits. If you're friends, then you obviously should be able to trust one another and have that respect for one another, and to be honest with one another.
Exactly.
And keep this as just a responsible relationship, whether it's no matter what its duration or anything, or where it ultimately goes.
Right. There doesn't have to be no
just
physical
a mutual
attraction.
respect for one another.
Well, there has to be a physical attraction, but there doesn't have to be this emotion. But the bottom line in all of this is communication, communication, communication. You have to keep those lines of communication open, because if one or the other starts having feelings for the other, that's where it goes off the rails.
Oh, exactly. That could derail and eventually derail the entire friendship. The entire friendship. But I would disagree with you. Sean, do you think in a friends with benefits, do you think there has to be a physical attraction?
Well, I mean,
Kelly
said
you do have to, and I don't think so.
Okay, let me backtrack that. I mean, not physical. There doesn't have to be, but I mean,
it's the desire to have sex. You want to have sex. You want to have that closeness.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you don't have that, there has to be an attraction there. Otherwise, you're not going to come together in the first place, is what I'm saying.
An attraction, yes.
Yeah,
maybe
right.
Not, a physical attraction, or as far as somebody else's physical appearance, is certainly a benefit.
I would agree with that.
Appearance doesn't come into it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, I get. Yeah.
I think that as we get along and develop more and more life experiences, we realize that there are certainly very attractive things about other people.
Attractiveness isn't based on appearance.
Physical appearance.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can be very appealing to somebody who might not think you're the most beautiful thing in the world.
Men automatically go to appearance, is what I'm saying. There's automatically
that's another whole show. That's another whole show. That's bullshit.
Or you wouldn't have come together in the first place, is what I'm saying.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know that I'm convinced women don't also do that. I mean, when we see each other for the first time, whether it's across the room or no matter what, before you've ever even met that person, that is your initial impression, is what that person physically looks like.
True.
You just can't help that.
No, I mean, you see them. You're right. That's the first thing. Even before you ever talk to them, you see what they look like. Be they tall, short, fat, skinny. You're right. That the start of it is
in just about any situation. There would be very few circumstances where you got to know somebody sight unseen.
Well,
right. Yeah.
Obviously seeing them.
Yeah, got that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm just.
No, this is such a great topic.
Well, I'm glad that Sean said that. It means a lot, because some people did after part one. They're like, oh, they still love you. They'll love you, still love you. We're still friends. But that's just kind of disgusting. I'm thinking, why?
Disgusting.
Why?
Based
why
on
is
what?
It? And it's not like every night, and it's not like 25 friends. It could just be one or two friends.
I don't
both
understand
of which know it, and a couple times a month, whatever.
And did you ask them why? Disgusting.
Yeah. It's just wrong. It's just wrong.
And to why?
They can't answer that. That's why I'm telling people, don't judge me.
Thank you. Because they were told that
growing up,
and it, I don't get it. I don't get it. So I think this is such a great topic.
Hey, Sean, how's the weather there by the Great Lakes?
The weather's quite chilly right now. In fact, they're going to have snow up through New England.
Oh wow!
It's very chilly here, but certainly not cold enough. We're going to have a freeze warning tonight, so we're covering up our May flowers and so forth. But we were looking at one of the ski resorts today where we like to go up in the New York, and they were getting snow. So, but it'll pass. It's just that time of the year where it's up and down.
Yeah, here too, because I think we're fixing to get some snow next week. So.
Yep. Hey, Sean, look, buddy, we're going to let you go. We only got about 2 minutes left in the show. But thank you, sir, so much.
Thank you very much.
We'll be out there for some shows later this year, and I'm going to come and hopefully spend a couple days this time, okay?
Thank you so very much for calling in.
Have a great evening.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Great weighing in. And just keep listening and keep calling in.
I got a text from Jessica that said to you, happy birthday.
Thank you. I
Happy
appreciate
birthday.
that. I appreciate that.
So-
So, no, this is, I love anything like this that makes people think, regardless of the topic, regardless of, whatever it is. But, if you're reacting to this or anything else based on fear, which is anything that you react to like that is, what's wrong? Why? What are you afraid of? Just stop, take a deep breath. And relax for just a second. If you're afraid of anything in this life, just stop and ask yourself why. Why? What's stopping you? And relax. And
What are we doing? Are we doing meditation right now?
Yeah, we are.
We got 1 minute to go.
Taking a
I want to
breath.
say this. Thank you to everybody for listening. Thank you to the callers who called in, those who texted and emailed me. Thank you for your support. Thanks to the other ones for their honesty. I still respect honesty, whether I agree with them or they agree with me. But I do want to thank everybody who was a part of today's show. And if we need to have a part 3, I'm more than happy to do that, because we've even got more. I've got more response during the show on my phone than I got last time. And so if this is something we need to do again, let's just do it.
Sure. Or any topic. I love Freeform Fridays, and that's what Rush Hour is all about, is just bringing it up and bringing it to light and taking a look at it. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and have a wonderful
Thank you,
weekend.
everybody.
And come back next week,
Yep.
and let's do this again. And
Do
thank
it.
you so much, Dee.
Thank you.
Thanks for all
having
the F-bombs, and Christian
Yeah.
is going to get paid
And I gotta pay.
today.
We're still live, right?
Yes.
I'm showing everybody. Seriously.
Yeah.
I gotta pay $20,
Thanks.
but it was worth it.
So come back next week. Have a great weekend.
Rich is just a really, really, really good guy. The term good egg isn't enough to describe him. He's also certified organic and free range. Rich puts the cap back on everything. The toothpaste, the olive oil, the shampoo, everything. He lets his 10-year-old nephew beat him at virtual tennis, even though he can straight up slay his 10-year-old nephew